What's going on, Titans Nation? You are watching the Two Tone Zone show. I am your host, Mr. Two Tone, along with my co-host D Weez. Say what up to Titan Gang, man.
What up, man? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What it do?
Yes, sir. Titan Ganger, don't bang. It's official. It's official. Titan Ganger, don't bang, man. Hey, so we're just coming at you folks live and direct. We're not going to be too long-winded this evening, but we want to just give you a pregame breakdown of our Week 13 matchup against the Cleveland Browns. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right into that. And if you're watching, right now is a live show, so please feel free to chime in on the chat. All right,
Hit us up.
perfect. Yes,
Hit
sir.
me
Yes,
up.
sir.
Hit me up.
Man, so we're playing the 8-3 Browns this weekend, man. What do you think of that offense?
8-3.
8-3. 8-3. They lost to
Eight
the
and
Ravens.
three.
They
What?
lost to the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Raiders. Man,
Man, them boys came. They came through this year, huh?
they're not looking too bad, man. Somehow they're stringing wins together, man, and that's what you need. But can they sustain in December? That's the question.
Man, Chubb was hurt for so long. That boy done came back, man. Look like he came back with a vengeance, man. That boy is running tough. You got two starting running backs
Basically,
in Cleveland.
combining for over 1,400 yards, man. That's crazy. So basically, they have a Derrick Henry, but it takes two of them to get those numbers, man. So
Right.
with that being
Right.
said, defense has got to be on point. So Titans defense, you got to be ready to step it up and make big plays. Absolutely, man. But let's we'll dive into the running backs here in a minute. But let's talk about Baker Mayfield, man, out of Oklahoma. Let's talk about it, man. What are your thoughts on Baker?
I was watching them this past weekend, bro. All of his passes are like it could go either way. It looks like, bro. Like he throws good passes. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of his passes are close. Like it's like, bro, like there was like third and like turn like four times, bro. Like he like barely got the ball there. You know what I mean? Like if it was like a half second later, bro, it would have been gone. But you know what I mean? Hey, man, if you get the job done, you get the job done. So I can't say that. I can't say nothing. You know what I
He
mean?
does, he does, he does throw in the tight windows, man. He also throws in the triple coverages quite often. He's got 7 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So, in my opinion, he can get a job. He can get the job done on the run and standing in the pocket. But he's a wild card, just like his football team. You know what I mean? He's a wild card, just like you just never know what you're gonna get, right?
Right.
What you're gonna get with Baker, man. Like I think he's a great asset to his team. I think down the road, I think he is gonna be a good quarterback and start to make some noise and really have his team be a competitor in
Right.
the AFC North, man. But at the end of the day, we got to contain that man. So he can throw on the run and standing in the pocket. So we just got to be ready for that. He's got some options. You know what I mean? He's got some options.
Right.
Nick Chubb on the year, 6 touchdowns, 719 yards. Georgia Bulldog, man. Nick Chubb's a beast.
Right.
Then you got Kareem Hunt, who's got 706 yards. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns and he's got 4 touchdowns receiving. So we got to watch him coming out the backfield, right?
Right.
Another option. So
right.
How do you think we can contain that? Like, who needs to step up on Titans defense? Who do you think needs to step up? Tackles.
Man, it's going to be honestly, we're going to need our defensive backs to step up, bro. Big tackles this game. I mean, they're our last line of defense. You know what I mean? And it looks like it's easy for my man's, you know what I mean, to get through. So I'm just like, bro.
I mean, they're coming out the backfield with a burst, man. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. As soon as they get to that second wave of the defense, man, like they're hard to bring down. So, like you said, our secondary's got to step up, man. Like I know Vaccaro is going to be there for those tackles, and Byard's going to be there, but we need Breon, we need Desmond King, we need Butler, we need all hands on deck, man. But I think we got to rely on our middle linebackers, man. We got to rely on Rashaan Evans. You know what I'm saying? David Long Jr., Will Compton, man. We got to make sure these guys are ready to cause some havoc. You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like it needs to come from. So, Rashaan Evans' nickname is the Blade. So hopefully he's defending every blade of grass and shutting these guys down.
Exactly. And that's what we need. You know what I mean? That's what we need,
right.
man. You know what I mean?
Right. Jarvis Landry, man, he's another threat that they have. Like he's their number one receiver. He's got 614 yards catching, 46 catches, and he's not getting into the end zone too often. He's only got one touchdown this year, but he's still a threat. They're still moving the chains, moving the football with that man. So, what are your thoughts on Jarvis, man?
Is there any correlation between Jarvis and Harold?
Hey, that's a good question, man. That's a good question.
Any like kinfolk between those guys or what, man?
He's like, let me guess. You guys are brothers?
Brothers?
Cousin? Nah. I mean, maybe down the line they have some.
That's my brother's boy. That's my brother's boy.
You my brother's boy.
That's my brother's boy.
Oh man, Uncle Elroy, man, Uncle Elroy. Hey, that's a next Friday reference if you don't know, people. Next Friday. Oh, dude. All right. Hey, so to keep it in line, man. Rashard Higgins out of Colorado State.
Yes.
Is he a threat?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah, that boy is good. I mean, ever since Odell went down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't step up. Next man up.
19 catches for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like he's active. You know what I'm saying? I think he is a threat. We can't sleep on that man. We got to make sure we're just in sound coverage. Make sure we're pressing these receivers, man. Like Ryan Walker was saying yesterday in the chat. He noticed against the Colts that we were pressing the wide receivers.
Right.
And so definitely be on high alert there. And then just jumping over to the tight end section, man. You got Bryant, 3 touchdowns for 164 yards. You know what I'm saying? Hooper, 2 touchdowns. David Njoku, 2 touchdowns as well. I mean, so they have a trio in the tight end category. You know what I'm saying? As do we now. So, something to keep in mind. What are your thoughts on Njoku, man? I think he's a great tight end. I think somewhere down the line he's going to end up being a Pro Bowl caliber type of player.
I mean, who knows, man? I don't know, bro. I think personally, when it comes to being elite, you have to impact everybody around you. You know what I mean? Like you have to not only do your job, but everybody else is being affected by the job you're doing.
But what I noticed is he's a great blocker, man. So, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they're getting these yards, man, because of guys like David Njoku, man. So
yeah, but he hasn't been elite this year though. I don't feel like.
No, he hasn't. But the thing is, he's doing what's helping his team win, and that's
he requested a trade earlier, right? Like he was he requested a trade during the beginning of the season. Like he was ready to get out of there.
Well, I understand that. I do understand that, but he's still producing for his team. Like I'm saying, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt wouldn't have these yards if it weren't for blocking tight ends. And watching film, I think he's a good pass blocker. Maybe he's not happy there. So I didn't say with Cleveland Browns that he was going to be, Pro Bowl elite kind of guy, but just down the line, whoever he ends up with, whether he stays in Cleveland or wherever else he goes. Next season.
I mean, the Cleveland Browns got a good line as well too, though. Like you can't discredit their line. They got a great line. They probably got the most solid line they've had in a long time.
They've given up 17 sacks, which isn't the worst, but Baker Mayfield, he does have enough time to get that ball off. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield's not, throwing bunches of touchdowns, in bunches, but he is moving the football. He's got 2,108 yards passing right now.
His arm gets it there, dude. He got a strong arm.
He does have a strong arm. Like you said, it's just not accurate, and
he gets there.
Risky. He's risky. He's thrown into triple coverage, tight windows, man. So
yeah, that dude's deep frying a turkey at the stadium. Right. You know what I mean?
That man Baker, man, he's funny. I like those commercials. That man's funny.
Croissant.
Right. Well, that means that so the Cleveland Browns offense is ranked 18 overall in the NFL. So not high powered, but this is definitely a game we should not we should make sure that we're taking advantage of everything. We're dictators throughout the whole game. I wouldn't take these guys lightly at all. You know what I'm saying? They're in the wild card.
Way. I would go into there act like we're the underdogs.
For sure. You know, being that, speaking of underdogs, they're 5.5 point underdogs right now. So, playing with that chip on our shoulder, playing with something to prove, like that's where we thrive, right? That's where we thrive as a team. Where we have most of our success. Absolutely, man. Just another some key notes and some key players, kind of keep an eye on. You got Hodge, he's a receiver. You got Peoples Jones, another receiver, and then not guys that make too much noise out of the backfield, but you got Johnson and Hillard out of the backfield. So just be prepared for these guys to be aggressive and for their scheme to be different. It's a different team that we played last year in week 1, different coaching staff, different players. So we got to be prepared, right? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, D Weez,
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about something real quick. Let's talk about our defense. How do you think we need to approach this offense in Cleveland? So what are some keys you think that we're going to use to stop these guys from having success?
I think you got to put 8 in the box, man.
You want to stack the box?
I think you want to stack, dude. After watching how Chubb, maybe not stack the box early, but stack it late, man, because them boys get a boost of energy, just like Henry. Second half, man, them boys just start running, man. The defense wears down, man.
We got to stop them in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop them behind the line of scrimmage before they get going, because these guys, they both have burst. They get the ball, they're already having a running start. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think stopping those guys in the backfield. I don't know if I would stack the box against these guys, man. I just think our linebackers got to be sound. Team tackling, textbook. Full technique. You know what I'm saying? So that way these guys don't get into the secondary, the second wave of the defense, right? So
yeah,
nah, for sure, man. Getting off the field on third down, absolutely. And this team is actually pretty good in the red zone, so we got to be sound in the red zone. You know what I mean? Got to definitely be sound. They're rushing for 161 yards on average per game right now, so they're definitely a run-heavy team. Like Ryan Walker, again, just referencing our conversation yesterday, got to stop the run. Absolutely. Make this man pass it. He's throwing for under 200 yards, 194 yards to be exact. So we just got to make sure we're putting him in situations where he's not comfortable getting to his spots, just getting active on us. We got to just shut it down early, be dictators early on in the game on defense.
Hey. I think what we really need to do, man. Like I said, man, stack that box, develop an early. We got to develop an early lead. The only way that our defense is going to be successful is if we get that early lead to make Baker pass the ball.
Early lead and sustain it, though. Early lead and sustain it. If we can go into halftime up 3 touchdowns, right? Absolutely.
We don't want to see that run game. We don't want to be running back 4 to 4, right? We don't want to be competing in running yards. We want to be competing, making them uncomfortable and doing things that they don't usually do. All these other games, they got by, running late in the games, big passes here. Make them pass that ball, bro.
For sure. Absolutely. I agree. Make them pass that ball. So, just like for us, our old school style, we use our running game to open up everything else. And these guys have the guys that do it, man. So we shut the run down. We're in there. Absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely, man. So let's pivot over to their defense, man. We were just talking about that earlier today. Man, their defense is ranked number 17 overall in the NFL right now. 27 sacks, 9 interceptions, 8 fumble recoveries.
Give it to me.
And they're combining for about 190 sack yards with that. So what do we do about Myles Garrett, man? 9.5 sacks, 31 tackles this year. What do we do? What do we do about that, man? I'm pretty sure he's going to be back this Sunday.
Man, first, you just talk that crap to him underneath his breath. Talk about his sister. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, hey, MG, hey, I heard you, you know what I mean? You just get him back. Get him out the game, man. We don't want to. That dude was the number 1 pick for a reason, bro. We don't want to see that, man.
Right. But then you got Sheldon Richardson at defensive tackle, 43 tackles and 3.5 sacks.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
but the the key is Myles Garrett working on our hurt tackles though. That's the key though. You know what I mean?
Max protect. Max
Max
protect.
protect the tan.
Protect Tannehill.
Protect the tan.
Protect him.
Right? Yo, it's going to be bro. It's going to be, bro. They're going to be trying to work on those tackles. Garrett's going to be fresh. Well, like I said, man, hey, if whatever side Garrett's not on, opposite. You know what I mean? That right was looking good for us though, bro, versus the Colts. That right side looks good, man. Really, really good.
They're gonna throw a lot of different looks at us, man. So like you said, he's definitely key, man. And then you have Claiborne, defensive end, also 3.5 sacks, man. So that defensive line, man, they're going to be bringing pressure for sure. So max protect, bring some tight ends in there. You know, make sure our running backs are in their pass blocking as well. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's on their
Derrick Henry, you got to put a lick on somebody.
Right. He had some good blocks against the Colts. I was highly impressed.
Yeah, he stepped up. He stepped up for sure.
Right. So this can't be a game where, you know, where Tannehill's going to be running. We've got to be running for his life, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know he can run. He can use his wheels to, you know, extend plays, but that's not what we want. But if we have to do that, that's fine. We just got to make sure that there's accountability taken on that offensive line, and these guys got to come hard, you know, take pride in their jobs like they've been doing. You know, they've been keeping Tannehill upright, even though he's taking some shots and, you know, like 14, he's been sacked 14 times. Like, you know, for overall, you know, they're not poor, a poor offensive line by any means. Right. Shout out to the Titans offensive line, the boys. Hey, we missed Taylor Lewan though. I'm not gonna lie. I missed.
Oh yeah. He's the blindside specialist.
Sombrello stepped up and, you know, did his thing, did what he could, you know, and then we got Questenberry, you know, blocking, doing his thing, but it's just not Taylor Lewan out there, you know. I feel like
it's not
him and Roger Saffold developed like this continuity amongst each other, you know, left guard, left tackle. You know, things were just gelling over there. So it's unfortunate, man, but these injuries happen. It's part of the game. So
look, that boy's right behind you right now. Look, you're right behind you. Oh, you missed him. He was right behind you on the
fast recovery. Fast recovery for Mr. Lewan, the boys, man. Yeah. So let's just keep talking about it, man. Their secondary, you know, pretty decent as well. You know what I'm saying? They got safeties. They got Sendejo, you know, 54 tackles. Mitchell, 49 tackles. You got Harrison, 32 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. So that man's doing this thing. You know, you got Ward with 2 interceptions, 38 tackles. Redwine, you know, with the interception. So I mean, these guys are ball hawking out there. You know, so we gotta make sure we're taking care of the football, right? Making sure that we're not being knocked off our timing. Being, you know, getting to our spots, executing, you know, just doing our jobs as a whole. It's going to take 11, right? Definitely, man.
Nah, dude. The only thing that we need to worry about is making sure that we develop the run game, and then we get those big play actions, and you know our boys are open. That's the system we run, bro. You know what I mean? We develop that run, and then we get those big play actions, bro. That's how we run, bro. You know that.
No, big facts, man. So I mean, we got to be creative too, man. You know, out of that backfield. So be creative. You know, I like what Arthur Smith has been doing these past couple of games. You know, his play calling, man. But you know, all credit goes to offensive line and Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? Those guys. So it's not really hard to call a game when you have Derrick Henry on your team and he's killing it.
So, oh man, the home run hitter. You know what I mean? That boy just walk it off. You know what I mean? I got y'all. I got y'all. Don't trip. I got y'all. Don't trip.
Right. Yeah. So offensively, man, we're ranked number 8 overall in the NFL right now. So as far as, like, you know, just talking about this defense, you know, 27 sacks, 9 interceptions, 8 fumble recoveries, things of that nature. What do you think our offense? Where do you think we're going to have most of our success, and what do you think some keys to victory are?
We need AJ Brown and Corey Davis to at least get 75 yards each.
Right.
Okay. I'm talking about maybe, you know, 6-7 receptions each. Mm-hmm. You know, 1-2 touchdowns each.
Right.
Derrick Henry, you know, keep establishing that run game. Tannehill, keep doing those, you know, that play action is amazing, my guy. You know what I mean? You know, how he's just laying it up, 2-point conversion or touchdown. Hey,
Right.
bro. They're doing their job because, like I said last show, man, everybody's
Right.
collapsing on Henry. If we can get that collapse and we get everybody to commit, we could throw the whole team off, off guard, bro. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
'Cause that's my dog.
Our tight ends are going to have to step up this game. Jonnu Smith, Fursker, and then and Swain.
I like how Swain goes to the backfield and does like that fullback sometimes too. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I
yeah.
like that. You can motion
Well,
them out, motion them in. I like
all of
that.
our all of our tight ends do that, man. Like when we had Michael Pruitt before he was hurt, he would do that for us. John New would do that. John New would even run the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Furster and then and Swain.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
just like throwing different looks at that Cleveland Brown defense. Absolutely,
Right.
man. Taking care of the football, protecting Tannehill, giving him time.
Yes. Yes.
And make sure we're executing in the red zone because Cleveland Browns defense is actually pretty stellar in the red zone. So we gotta make sure we're executing when we get there. You know what I'm saying? Like so, multiple things to look out for, but just to key in on those points. And then taking shots too. We gotta utilize Khalif Raymond, Batson. You know what I'm saying? Corey Davis, AJ Brown. We gotta take those shots, man.
Yeah.
And if we get Humphreys back, that's just going to be another plus for us.
Hey, take your time, Humphreys. Take your time. Don't rush back, boy. Don't rush back.
I'm with it, but if he's ready, let's go. You know what I'm saying? If the training staff
is he ready?
I don't know. Well, they practice tomorrow. So we'll get an update on that. And Vrabel is not very open when it comes to discussing injuries and returning and all that. So still no word on Adoree'. I know they just waived Matt Orzak today, and they just signed Will Compton to the active roster. But as far as that goes, there really hasn't been any updates.
Right. Well, that's the thing, man. When those concussions, man, can't nobody tell you when you're ready. You know what I mean? It's more about yourself and if
sure. And the outside doctor.
Yeah.
That plays a big part. Absolutely, man. I think the offense too has to be balanced. I love the way we were aggressive. 44 rushing attempts on Sunday, but I think this is going to take a balanced game. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to take a balanced game. We just got to get it how we live and play Tennessee Titan football. Be resilient. You know what I'm saying? Play with that mentality that we have. We're the underdogs, chip on our shoulder. We got something to prove.
Right.
That's always key. Every Sunday, every game, we have to play with that same mentality.
Well, that's the thing, man, is that, I think that was a wake-up call versus the Colts when we first lost to. I think that was a wake-up call at home.
It absolutely was. Absolutely.
I think that was like, hey, either we started off 5-0, lost to the Steelers, whatever. We come back. It's been up and down, and then we lose to the Colts. I think they were like, hey, how do you guys want this season to pan out? Do you guys want to be just mediocre, or do you guys want to be to the elite level where we were last year? You know what I mean? Right. And let's get it going a little bit earlier than last year. You know what I mean? Because let's get better position for the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean. 100%, 100, man.
Yeah, man.
For sure, man. So that pretty much breaks it down, man. As far as what we wanted to cover and discuss this evening. We got some updates in there with some injuries and things of that nature. Let's go into predictions for the game, man. Let's predict the outcome and the scores.
Let's do it, bro.
You want to start it off, or you want me to start it off with my?
You go ahead. You start it off. You've been thinking about that all day.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, man. I got 34-28 Titans winning 34-28. That's my prediction for this week 13 matchup.
I got 31-16.
So I've already got it documented. You have 31-16?
Yeah, I'm giving them one more point.
Okay.
31.
Let me just
31.
No,
31-17. Make it 17.
17. Okay. All right.
31-17.
I got that documented. Hey, have you heard folks calling December D Henber for Derrick Henry?
No way.
Where he really goes
really?
D Henber, yeah.
up, dude?
D Hember, man.
You
So
heard No Shave November? It's D Hember.
I want to see Miles Garrett get one of the stiffest of arms from Derrick Henry.
Ooh,
Just like you gave Stallworth, bro.
I want
That's
to see
what I want to
Denzel
see.
Ward get one. I want to see Denzel Ward get
I
one.
that type of stuff.
I want to see Ward get one.
Who do you think is gonna be the two-tone player of the game?
Oh, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry
You think
offense.
so again? Okay.
Malcolm Butler defense. I'm predicting 2 picks from my boy Malcolm Butler this week off of last week they robbed us. That was we came down with it. I don't care if it goes to the offense or not. We should have that was ours, man. If you can't secure that thing, man, don't let us bang. You know what I mean? That's Malcolm Butler gonna have 2 picks this week, guaranteed.
Okay, Malcolm Butler. Okay. I can see that. I got AJ Brown this game, being a two-tone player of the game on offense. I think he's really gonna just create some big plays, some X plays for us, and
I like that.
Just kind of change the momentum and the dynamic of the game. I'm gonna go with AJ Brown, man. I'm gonna go with AJ Brown, like 100+ yards, 5 catches, 100+ yards, 2 touchdowns.
I think,
and also too, I got my player of the game for defense. Let's see here. I'm gonna give it to Rashaan Evans, man. I love Rashaan Evans. I think he's a big portion.
You always talk about Evans. Defense. You always
talk about Evans, man. I love him. I love that man.
You always talking about Evans, man. You always bring that guy up.
I'm gonna give him with 2 sacks, and then with also like 5 tackles, and then some goal line stand stops. I'm gonna give him to that, man. That's my bold prediction. That's my bold prediction, man. So, yeah, that breaks it down. So I think we discussed probably Thursday we'll go on for our Week 13 predictions across the league.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, folks, tune into that when and if you get the opportunity to. Thanks again for supporting the Two-Tone Zone. We are about a month in on the existence of this channel, so we're just trying to continue to get better and just create a fan base. That's dedicated to these Tennessee Titans. So shout out to those who've done it before us. You guys are doing a great job. Stop by anytime, say what's up, come into the comment box. We love to holler at you guys. So that's all I got to say for this evening. D Weez, you want to say anything else?
Happy Tuesday. You know what I mean? Tuesday. Happy 1st of December. Everybody it's gonna be a long month. It feels like let's get through 2020, man. Let's just get through it. It's been a long year already. Looking forward to, just enjoying football this week. You got the Steelers and Ravens playing tomorrow. There's no Thursday game, but you got a Wednesday game. And the game's at like 1:40 or something like that. It's at a weird time. It's like early in the day. Like afternoon.
It's gonna get watched, especially with diehard
you know what I mean?
That both teams have, right?
So you know what I mean? We're gonna hey man, we out here just having a good time, man. Hey, this is fun. You know what I mean?
This is definitely fun, something we're definitely passionate about. So yeah, well that about wraps things up for the Two-Tone Zone show. I'm your host, Mr. Two-Tone, D Weez. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. And please share, like, and subscribe. Titan gang or don't bang.
Hey,